Yo, what's up guys? You got your boy Jar here back with quarterfinals for the NPL Minors Tryout Tournament, and this time we're going up against the UziGunner, very good player. He's made it this far, so you gotta respect him. He has a very scary team. As you can see, he's rocking the Mew, Tapu Fini, Zygarde 10%, Buzzwole, Mega Diancie, Tornadus Eye, Alola Marowak, and Komala, so a very threatening team. A few things that cause problems, but I actually kind of like the matchup I had this game. I felt like I had proper switch-ins to most of his offense. Diancie could be hard for me to pivot into, but I do have Skarmory. Tornadus Eye is a bit of an issue because I don't know if it's physical or special. Marowak was the biggest thing. I don't have if that thing is Thick Club, I don't have an Alola Marowak switch-in, but he doesn't necessarily have great switch-ins for Volcanion. I didn't, actually let me just go over all the switchbacks. So the team I brought is Volcanion, Skarmory, Zoroark, Hippowdon, Gothitelle, Florges. Florges is here to wall the likes of Tornadus and Fini, which he did both bring. Gothitelle is here to trap the Fini and kill it. Hippowdon is here because I needed a Buzzwole answer and I was relying on Skarmory for too much already. It's also not a bad Marowak answer if he's clicking Shadow Bone, but if he's max attack Adamant Flare Blitz, I could be in trouble. Zoroark is here just to put some damage on his team. It's got pretty good matchup. It's here to catch the Mew mainly. Skarmory is my Diancie switch, and it's a mixed wall Skarmory built to take any 2 hits from Diancie. And the Volcanion set is a special set, not like a special set, but it's just a special like special snowflake. It's that kind of set that I'm not gonna reveal yet because it's kind of my win con this week, Volcanion. But yeah, so Uzi decided to bring Torn, which is a threat, Buzzwole, which is a threat, Diancie, which is a threat, Marowak, which I have no switch-ins to, and then I assume he brought Mew defensive to take on my Mega Lopunny, and he brought a Fini that is here to probably switch into Volcanion, so it's only Volcanion switching, which is why it's my win con, but it has Sludge Wave, so I'll tell you that much. But excuse me, looking at team matchup, I figured my best lead is probably just to lead with I do the same thing I always do, lead with Zoroark disguised as what I want it to be disguised as. I anticipated a Mew lead because if you look at his team, it's like one of 3 rockers, but I'm expecting offensive Marowak and offensive Diancie, so I don't think there's rocker. So here, my turn's slow. I'm going to lead with the Zoroark disguised as Hippowdon, but sadly he leads with Tornadus, so I cannot stay in. I'm forced to switch out into my girl Florges, excuse me. He just U-turns. Fine play. I mean, I couldn't have done anything else. I couldn't sack my Zoroark right there. He goes into his Alola Marowak, and here I'm going to pivot around this thing. I'm going to go into my Volcanion, not wanting to take a Flare Blitz on anything else, and that damage to me reveals that he is max attack Adamant with the Thick Club. So this thing I have 0 switch-ins to. If it clicks the right move, it'll 2-hit KO Volcanion and Hippowdon, so that's not good. But here I get to click a free Steam Eruption as he goes into Tapu Fini, and look at this damage, boys. That's a resisted Steam Eruption. I'm now going to pull the switch into my Gothitelle. This is the one thing it's here to deal with. I could here Scout for the Shed Shell, but tricking this thing at Choice Scarf was just so tempting to me, and he pulls the switch out into his Mew, and I don't think he's no item Mew. I assumed he was Z-move at this point, but my best play is out into Hippowdon because I anticipated a Calm Mind, which he goes for. But this is not Hippowdon, as you know, it's Zoroark. Fire off Dark Pulse to 60 to the Mew. He's going to Z-move Hydro Vortex, and that's going to take out my Zoroark. So Mew is a huge threat now. I don't have a ton for it, but I can just go out into my Skarmory. He's only at +1. I can Whirlwind this thing out. We're not in a huge amount of trouble. He soft boils up, so he's Water, Calm Mind, and I assume Stab and Psychic, so Skarm's not a bad check. Goes, Whirlwinds him out into Buzzwole. Here, I probably should have just stayed in with Skarmory and clicked Spike or something if I had it. I don't remember. Like I said, this was a little while ago because I wall that thing, but I go into Hippowdon as he taunts. I can't get up my rocks. I really try to. Here, I'm just going to switch out into my Florges. It's my best answer to Tapu Fini, but he's just going to Nature's Madness. He's wearing my team down really well. But at this point, I'm just like, alright, let me just fire off a Moonblast, see what I can do damage-wise to this thing. As he goes into his Alolan Marowak, the one thing I don't have any switch-ins to. I do 28% though, which is very respectable damage. But here, I'm just going to go out into my Hippowdon. Actually, I'm going to protect first, trying to scout what he wants to do as he Flare Blitzes. Good thing he didn't click the move he will click on the next turn as I protected. I would have been in big trouble. But I'm just going to go out into my Hippowdon. It's my best kind of answer as he subs up. But yeah, he's going to 2-hit KO me. Now, I have a choice here. because I know he's going to 2-hit KO me. I have a choice here to either break the sub or get my rocks up, and I'm really playing for my Volcanion to win the game, so I'm going to get my rocks up because I know I put everything in range of Volcanion with those rocks. So Now all I have to do is put my plan into motion, alright? I don't have a switch in this thing, so I have to sack it Paladin. It's time to put my plan into motion. I go out into Goth, the one thing that's faster than this thing that can break itself, fire off a Psyshock. He's gonna go for a Shadow Bone and kill me, and it's time, boys. It's time to bring out the threat that is Volcanion. I have to go for my plan right now. He has this thing in. I'm going to click Flame Charge on the Finny switch in, and he is going to go into it, and I get my speed boost. So, at this point, I had to make another decision. Alright, did I anticipate a Scarf Tornadus? Because I am EV'd in this thing to outspeed Tornadus by 1 point. So, if he's Scarf Tornadus, he'll still outspeed me, and my sweep just gets stopped right here. And he U-turned out turn 1, and I have a Mega Lopunny, which that could have been his offensive check. So I decided that going for the roll on Tornadus was a higher likelihood than, because Tornadus is the only thing not in range 100% of the time without rocks. So I decide to get my second speed boost, make sure I outspeed that, I click Sledge Wave, and now at this point I just sweep. I sweep. It's like a 56-60% chance I kill the Tornadus with his investment. Mew cannot take 2 Steam Eruptions even with a Calm Mind, but I miss. And that is the biggest miss or hacks I've had this entire tournament. It took me a long time to debate about going for that second flame charge, and I just thought I need to outspeed everything. I have to make sure I outspeed the thing. I 2-hit KO everything. I have enough PP. Uzi talked about, well, we'll just let the battle play out on slow about now while I discuss this. He gets a Calm Mind up basically, and now I can't 2-hit KO him. I would have been able to easily 2-hit KO him before, because that Steam Eruption does 44. The last one would have done 60. He would have been well in range of a second Steam Eruption. He actually would have been in range of a Flamethrower, I'd kind of like to say, because Uzi talked about after the game, we were trying to figure out, because I won at this point, boys. Besides the 60% chance roll on Tornadus, which was in my favor, I won at this point. So we were trying to figure out, like, anybody else could have won, but he said he could have maybe PP stalled my Steam Eruptions with Diancie, which I've already done the math. He couldn't have. He would have needed a triple protect on Diancie because, one, I wouldn't have needed to click Flamethrower. I wouldn't have needed to click Steam Eruption on the Buzzwole. I needed 2 for Mew. I needed 1 for Marowak, 1 for Torn, and then that leaves me a total of 3 for Diancie. So he would have needed a triple protect in order to PP stall out my Steam Eruptions. But I can't break Mew. I don't even get a chance at the roll with Tornadus, which was in my favor. I lost that right there off a miss. Obviously the game wasn't guaranteed that I would win because there was still the roll, but he wasn't actually Scarf Torn either, so I mean that's just unfortunate that's how this had to play out. Because if I had just not gone for the second flame charge boost, if I had just attacked, I would have pretty easily had this game, because I could have kept my rocks up. Mew would have been easily in range of Steam plus Flamethrower. Everything was in range. I built the game so I could pull this sweep off at the end with Volcanion, and that freaking miss just cost it. Uzi was very humble about it. I was obviously salty at first. I couldn't, I was having trouble. I was like, I was doing so well this tournament. I'd played so well. I set this game up perfectly for the end game how I wanted it, and I just, didn't get what I needed. I didn't get the hit. It was a 95% accurate move. Uzi was very humble about it. Talked to him after the battle, obviously, like I usually do when stuff like this happens. Apologized for my salt. He was pretty humble in winning. He's like, yeah, I know I didn't play well. But Uzi will move on, and we will drop from the tournament because of that. So, yeah, I don't know what to say other than I did my best. I played the game how I felt it needed to be played. Basically, the Mew was a more Spadef Mew, which is why I took that Dark Pulse from Zoroark so well. I was expecting Fizdef Mew, so that cost me a little bit, but I don't know how I could have played this game differently. The fact is I just didn't have a switch in to flirt to Marowak, with Adamant Thick Club, which he brought. It O-code my entire team, and it let me bring in my Volcanion every single time, but it didn't matter. He didn't have a Tailwind on the Tornadus either. I asked him after the game, so he didn't have it, and Florges will stand alone here, and basically, I don't know. That's the game, boys. That's the game we play. It's Pokemon. It happens. Uzi played a very, very solid game outside of letting my Volcanion come in and set up. but I mean, he couldn't. It was hard for him to expect a flame charge variant. But that was literally the first thing I had on the team, was that flame charge set. I knew it could sweep him. I knew it had the potential to just OHKO every single one of his mons. But I mean, he's just gonna go out. He's gonna go out in his Marowak, and we're gonna lose 5-0. So what was a 3-0 turned quickly to a 5-0. Good game, Uzi. I hope you and wish you the best of luck in the tournament. Make sure you guys go check him out, because he is going on to sems and potentially finals. So if you want to see how the rest of this minors tournament shapes out, definitely go check him out. He's a cool guy. But we are done here in this tournament. We dropped to Uzi in quarters, but you know, boys, I'm not mad at my performance in this tournament. I felt like I played most of my games to the best of my ability. I was really proud of the game versus Aster. I was really proud in the game I played versus Lynx. The only games I wasn't too proud of were the game against Eric and Insanity, and this one. The game against Eric wasn't that bad. The game versus Insanity, though, you know, I didn't play as aggressive as I felt I should have. In this game, I mean, I'm not disappointed how I played this game at all. This was the way I was going to win the game. So going for it didn't make me feel any less shitty just because I missed. That was how I was going to win the game. There was no other series of plays I could have made that helped me win. So that's basically going to be it for me, though. I do wish Uzi the best luck in the rest of the tournament. Again, I urge you guys, if you want to see how the tournament ends, to go check out Uzi and the other four semi-finalists. I believe it's Uzi, Mono, Ace of Bass, and I can't remember the last. Magic, maybe? I think Magic is the last one. But that's it for me. I will see you guys later.